Hi, I'm Helen Bluebirds and this is my husband Mark.
Yes, welcome to our website, Christianity Renewed.
We're the co-authors of these three little booklets, Christianity Renewed, Volume 1, 2 and 3. We want to introduce to you a little bit about the topics, give you some background of how the books were written and why they were written, and basically just get started with the whole process of some questions and answers that we know you're interested in.
Yes, the title Christianity Renewed looks like a strange title. The reason is actually both of us, we are members of the Baha'i Faith, and the founder of the Baha'i Faith, Baha'u'llah, he says that religion has to be renewed. It's a basic concept within the Baha'i Faith, the renewal of religion.
Why not? Everything else is renewed in the world. Why shouldn't religion be renewed too?
Yes. And this is now the problem that Christianity has been around for about 2000 years, and it is based on Jesus. But what happened when I was born in a very strong Catholic family, but what happened was that when I encountered the writings of Teilhard de Chardin, a very famous Catholic theologian, he says that when we talk about Christ, we are not talking about Jesus who lived 2000 years ago, we are talking about the Christ spirit. Like Jesus says, before Abraham was, I am. You know, if Jesus can say before Abraham was, he wasn't talking about himself.
Not his physical person.
Absolutely not, because otherwise his mother would even be older than Abraham, and that's impossible. He's talking about the spirit, the Alpha and the Omega. That makes sense, doesn't it? It makes sense. But then when we look at it in this way, so Christianity we have to look in a much broader context, really. We have to look at Christianity from the beginning of creation until the end. There is no end, really, Alpha and the Omega. And
now, just before we get into the Christian topics, Mark,
yes.
I just wanted you to tell the people who are watching this a little bit about the background of writing the books and about your own Christian. Your brother was, I believe, a Jesuit priest in the University of the Pope in Rome, and that's where your interest in these topics started, wasn't it?
Well, actually, I always have been interested in God. I've always been interested in the Creator, you know, and also, of course, been brought up in a Catholic country. My parents very strong Catholics. My aunties, they were all in convent. Also, we have Catholic newspapers, we got Catholic press and so on. Yes. So for me, Christianity and Catholicism was the same thing. So it was only later when I went to England and I went to the Netherlands that I started to realize Christianity is much more than that. And then I went to Turkey, I was working in Africa for United Nations, and I realized that there are other people who have another base for their entire life, you know? And first I considered this as something negative, but then I realized that actually it shows that we are all one, you know? And
doesn't mean we're the same. It means that we are one human race, following one truth, believing in one God. That's the meaning of oneness.
The oneness of God. The oneness of God.
Yes. Oneness of God, oneness of religion, and oneness of mankind.
Yeah. And I started my free investigation of truth, which is another Baha'i principle actually. My free investigation of truth, I started it quite early, very early actually. I was always interested in the why. Why is something like that?
Right.
Why did Jesus walk on water? You know, why did the heavens split? Why did Adam and Eve? I always was interested in the question why.
When I was a young girl in Australia, growing up in Australia, my parents were not religious, but I would go out every Sunday to different churches, the Catholic, the Anglican, the Baptist, the Methodist, and I raised many questions, and I was the scourge of those churches, and they brought special people in to meet me because I was asking questions like, if there's only one Jesus Christ, why are there so many people in so many churches calling themselves Christians and dividing their churches? The other question I always asked my whoever was around, was if there was Adam and Eve were the first man and woman, and Cain and Abel were their sons, where were the daughters? Where did the daughters come from who married Cain and Abel? And to me also, the most fundamental question that really bothered me more than anything else was the fact that some of the churches I went to, I won't mention any names, but they said we are saved and everyone else is going to hell. And as a young girl, I rejected that. So that was the beginning of my search. So here I am in Australia, a young female, doing my search. Mark is in Belgium doing a similar search, and that's our background. So yes.
Yeah, so that's really very, very important, that we do our own free investigation of truth. You know, Baha'u'llah says that when he talks about true justice is to see with your own eyes and to hear with your own ears. You know, not
through the eyes of others and not through the ears of others.
And that is really true. Is true justice. So in the same way, when these questions that you're asking, they're very, very relevant. They're extremely relevant. Many people today, they have already gone a step further. They have just, they don't consider anymore Christianity to be able to be renewed. They say it will die. It will slowly die. And basically that's what we see happening in society today. Christianity is slowly dying.
I would say not Christianity, but the vitality of men's belief in the fundamental truths that are espoused by the churches is dying.
Is dying at the moment. And it's understandable because religion has been the cause of so many wars and conflicts.
Again, I would like to just add to that. It's not actually the religion, but it's the followers of the religion. It's the man-made ideas behind the religion that is the cause of the division.
Yeah.
The basic foundation of Christianity, which is the words of Jesus Christ as written in the New Testament, which is founded on love, is eternal truth. But the divisions come when the man-made ideas are inserted into those truths.
Yes, that's absolutely true. Jesus says, love your neighbor. Baha'u'llah says, love mankind.
That's right. It's an extension of the same truth.
It's an extension of the same truth.
Yes.
The importance of love. But then the thing is, now in our society we have become very practical people, and we are not so much more interested in the historical Jesus from 2000 years ago. We just see what can be done for the society, and maybe that's an important topic too. And that's where Christianity Renewed comes in. To get the vitality, they have to start to transform the society.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, building communities. That's our goal.
And this is a practical type of thing. And can Christianity do it in its present form?
That's the question.
That is really
and that is what we're going to investigate in a series of video clips that we're going to put into our site, Christianity Renewed. And we hope that we will get feedback from you who are watching these videos, and the more feedback we get, the more we can have a dialogue with you, and we can have an ongoing discussion through this medium of our website.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
This is very nice.
A nice introduction, don't you?
Yes, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Good.